of like the idea of putting the Tusk into the safe lane. I'm with you on that one. I think it makes more sense. It makes the Gyrocopters lane much stronger, but we'll definitely have to see if moving the Ancient Apparition to the off lane is going to pay off or not. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is the first game of the day, number 3 here at DreamLeague Season 27. It's Virtus.pro here versus MOUZ. Really fun draft from both teams. Really fun teams to watch. What more could we ask for? It's a good way to start the day. All right. Heck yeah, man.
"30 seconds to battle."
All right. We're having doing a little bit of something real quick. I thought we you guys you couldn't hear what Zach was saying there for a moment, but it is okay. You know, he'll be back shortly. I will tell you though, it was the most insightful, most genius stuff we've ever heard from an analyst. So apologies. You'll have to get that next time. But I am also very excited. One of the things you said, it was to watch the pudge hooks and just see what this hero can get done. We'll see some aggressive movement from the Tidehunter to go for this bounty rune. I mean, if he actually goes shards here, he could block off the Tidehunter and they could kind of stack up some damage, but with pudge there, yeah, right, you have the hook save, so it should be okay. In the mid lane, Puck versus Ember. I mean, apparently some supports here as well still. Just kind of having some fun. But I think for the most part, this is a lane that a lot of mid laners are experienced with. It's pretty even for the most part. Like, there's not like... It's not like really Puck favored and it's not really Ember favored. If you get like a rotation from a support, maybe that can turn the tides, but Puck should have a pretty free lane in terms of being able to find levels and experience there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And I guess you can do the same with Tusk, but the Ancient Apparition is not so good at that. Even though he did start with boots, you can show up, but you don't really do much to an Ember.
I do really like the plays from Saberlight. Goes boots, kind of just wants to avoid the lane, and they can't really do anything to stop him. So he just tramples the entire first creep wave with the help of the Ancient Apparition and kills it before it even gets to the tower. So he just had an immediate level 2 in his lane, and now he's not really in danger because if he ever gets low, he can just onslaught away and there's no stopping it. Unless you have like a Centaur or something randomly in a position to war stomp him before. But it's, like I said, it's super unlikely.
Yeah, you would need... the Centaur will take a little bit to get to. He might be able to pick up the small... I forget their names. The Troll Summoner has little trolls with him, and those can cast a
Troll
root.
Trapper.
Yeah, there we go. The Trapper. I guess the Mud Golem could work as well, but the projectile's kind of slower than the root. So you could go that route, but it's kind of tough. I think you'll be happy just getting a lot of farm on Crystallis. You maybe can't stop the Primal Beast from getting farm, but I mean, neither can Juggernaut be stopped. So I think you're okay however that goes, and you'll turn your attention to either farming yourself on Chen. This is a hero who can pick up a bunch of auras pretty quickly, or put a lot of attention on that mid lane. Like you said, it can be a very close lane. It looks like Abed pulling slightly ahead right now. But it can be a race to level 6. If you get that coil, you can kill Ember. And if he gets to 6, then he can usually, he has another tool to dodge out that stuff. A little bit of aggression down here, but it's going to be hard to actually finish the job. Even though Tusk Gyro is a very good combo, Tidehunter is just so tanky.
Yeah, they're gonna when it comes to like a beefy boy lane, like this is up there. Tide and Pudge, like these guys have a lot of raw HP that you're gonna have to go through, and Rocket Barrage will help you do that for sure. So they have to make sure that it's the opposite of splitting the damage. So Boom gets forced out a little bit. Pudge probably just gonna go try and stack the triangle, and I think Fly knows about this. He's rotating to try and help with water runes as well.
Let's get the water rune, but it means mid one does not have a water rune, and he is very low here if Abed wants to commit for this.
That is a very deep commitment here. One more. Well done. First blood for Abed. It's actually Hellscream going under the tower that gave him the vision for that auto attack. So good use of that support rotation. Also, good use of the Ghost from Celery to deny the water rune. So Puck will not get the bottle refill.
Unfortunately for them, Puck with the puckish innate doesn't seem to care all that much when they don't get the bottle refill. A successful kill on the enemy mid, you're just, I'll just sit under tower. No big deal, I'll just dodge tower shots, heal up in the meantime.
It's a nice one. We like that.
Dude, we like
very
that.
Good. Yeah. I
think the Puck players like that.
Yeah, it's true. I ain't a Puck player. Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier. The race to level 6 is a big deal in the mid lane, and with this one, Puck is close, but honestly not that close. Ember Spirit is in a pretty decent position to still get the level 6 at a good timing. Big stat clear there from the Primal Beast, of course. Ancient Apparitions. Vortex applying so much extra magic damage from that trample.
Yeah, you wouldn't really expect this. Like, Chen is usually a stronger hero, has more jungle potential, but Hellscream, with the stacking he's done and then helping with that kill, he's actually higher level, which is a good sign for that top lane.
Here comes the snowball. They do have the coil. They will drop it with the Primal Beast coming through to snap it. That's a very nice kill. Number 2 there on the mid one. Saberlight gets the double for the Primal Beast and the power rune. And they're definitely going to hope it's bottom here. We'll see if they get it. He's on his way towards top. It is top. Celery. That is the fastest wolf I have ever seen. Except for Lycan. Okay, second fastest wolf. Third fastest, because I guess you get a wolf bite. Is there another wolf I'm missing?
Wolf might be from Ice Rack.
That's true.
Doesn't look like it, though. You would think it's from Ice Rack. It'd be a white wolf. This is,
yeah. At least
I was going to say clearly a jungle or desert wolf, as if I know anything about wolves.
That'd be like a coyote or a hyena.
Could be. Maybe there's info on the set name. Like a little bit of damage here to Saberlight, but is very tanky hero, but cannot tank through the Omni Slash.
I think he ran the one direction he couldn't run.
I thought it was fine because I thought he had enough mana for Onslaught, but he was short that mana.
Yeah. Patient in here for these Wisdom Shrines. There's going to be a very quick Ravage from Boom, not letting this one happen. Yamich with the hook to pull back in the gyro. Does get the TP back to his tower. Puck just late to the rotation, honestly. If this was, you know, 5-10 seconds earlier, you have the coil and the full fight here, this would have been a massive play. And I think they would have won the fight with the Puck's damage.
Yeah, he could have either come over earlier. He may not have had resources because we were looking top and then bottom, so I didn't check up on him. But this is where you get a little unlucky with the rune sometimes. Like, if you had the rune, the haste rune, then you can definitely make it there on time. Yeah, I can kind of see in the top bar, he's got like half mana. So maybe he could have gone over, but it looks like Ember's a little bit in his way, so it might have just taken some extra time to get around.
Yeah, I think the decision was just too late. Like, Fly is probably sitting there making the call, like, "Hey, let's play for this," and it's just too slow. Like, if you're playing into the Ravage, you need your mid laner. All right, there's no way you're doing it without him. Speaking of which, Puck in the mid lane in a lot of trouble. The hook from downtown, Yamich gets him, and mid one will get the power rune. Okay, this mid lane is completely turned on its head now.
The rare Pudge hook hitting a Puck, that's usually so hard to do. put a lot of pressure on this mid tower now. They got the Chen creeps here.
Is under attack.
Fly trying to buy
This
some
is a
time,
freebie.
but another hook curving around that creep. Does mean most of the creep wave died, so they won't get that much tower pressure on. But I think you're happy with getting the kills, scouting out the jungle, seeing if there's any stacks here. And Celery, now level 5 with that XP. Now he can start getting some of the hard camp creeps to boost his own gameplay.
They do have level 6 on Ancient Apparition, and you really only need like a single stun to set this one up. And bottom lane looks like that's where they want to look for this. Maybe try and find the Tide Hunter. Gyrocopter level 7, tons of damage. It really is just up to Fly to get on top of him, and it looks like that'll do it. Ice Blast does connect. Oh, that almost misses. Boom, should surely die eventually. The question is, does mid one get anything done here? Taking a lot of damage to the Drinking Buddies. Doing work, but holding them in place long enough for Chrysalis to join the fray. They'll just run down the gyro, and now the supports will escape.
Dire's top tower is under
This Gyrocopter, usually a fasting farm. Hold that thought. Pudge. Some trouble here. Should be dead.
Yeah, good dive in the mid lane. 10-minute power rune, though.
Dire's middle tower is under
This
attack.
one will be top.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The puck finally getting a
Gyrocopter.
power rune.
Usually a faster farmer than the Juggernaut, but for how free the Juggernaut's lane was, he's actually gonna be 1,000 ahead.
Juggernaut might just be dead.
Maybe that 1,000 doesn't matter.
The damage, he gets the Omni Slash,
So
but
many
there's a
creeps,
huge
though.
creep wave here to tank it. Ice Blast will come through from Hellscream, perfectly placed to snipe it. And with that, I think they're pretty happy about the turn of events there. Taking down the Juggernaut, like you said, who's had a very free game so far.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
that-
Oh, Saberlight's here. When did he get here?
Dire's middle
That's a very nice Ravage into a hook. Saberlight underneath the tower will onslaught away, but with the Ember Spirit coming through, the slows are enough. He'll look and turn his attention to the Gyro, while the rest of them will just chase down this Primal Beast. Who's gonna die first? Mid one? Oh my god, Tomato gets the kill instead.
under attack.
Gush into hook will finish the job on the Primal Beast, but a solo kill for the Gyro there.
I really thought mid one was gonna kill Tomato there. I think he was trying to hold the point. He has 1 point in Sleight of Fist, so it doesn't do that much damage. I think he was trying to save it for the utility value of it. But because of that, he has to chase forward a little longer, and Gyro is actually able to get the kill here. See a replay of this fight now. The Tidehunter's tanky, but this is the magic damage we were talking about, right? You bypass the Kraken Shell, you can do a lot of damage there.
This has been a lot of fighting in the bottom lane, which typically is not good for your carry, but there has been some really nice kind of pickups. Killing the Juggernaut twice with the Ice Blast, right? As I think it just happened live, but this was the second Ice Blast usage as they take down Chrysalis. And Gyro has been like the big winner here, right? Like he's been part of all of the major kills. Which, you know, the solo kill here onto the Ember Spirit is pretty nuts.
Looking at come in.
That was a good dodge.
Rocket Rush just goes a little too far than Ember was expecting. And with
Yeah.
that, Ice Blast was used to kill the Juggernaut while we were checking out those replays. It was a coil plus Ice Blast combo, very powerful. Stomping heavily with your feet, also pretty powerful.
Saberlight. He's gonna pop the Uproar and survive 1,700 health with no HP items. Very nice.
He's got a Soul Ring and a Walk.
Has been killed.
And the Brawny
true.
enchantment.
Oh, he has Brawny Enchantment. Okay, that makes sense.
However, this is the highest strength gained hero or second highest. I forget.
No,
as
it's number one.
He's number one? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So just you pick up a lot of health naturally on this hero.
Imagine a dinosaur not being number one. That'd be crazy.
That would be kind of funny. That'd be Gotta be lower accurate.
Radiant are scanning.
Pipe. Well, I want to say almost done for Boom, but it's still like 1,200 gold away. But I think that pipe will help a lot. It's really good versus Ancient Apparition. Counter both the Ice Vortex and to give you a little bit more, not really health, the barrier to work versus the Ice Blast Threshold.
They are coming mid to fight for this power rune. They know this puck is going to be here, and that is a very nice grab from Yamich. Just walks right in, gets the Dismember into the Ravage. Was that a blink reveal from your Pudge?
Yes.
Yeah.
14-minute blink. He has brown boots, blink. What a build, but pays off right there, getting a kill onto Puck.
It did cost them their Wisdom Shrine, but I think that's pretty worth it. We were talking about how there's really not a lot of answers to finding Puck, but this is a pretty good answer. Not only does it kill the Puck, it kills the Tusk.
Which you're going to be pretty happy with because there was a choice there to go down or up, and they end up with a Tusk instead of the Gyro. So you'll take that if you are... You almost said Shopify Rebellion from Habit. From VP, they'll be happy with that, especially as they find Celery elsewhere on the map. Gonna go for their own smoke since Celery did not take a lot of abilities to kill. He's just a poor support player. But Scan is right on the money, so MOUZ should be able to avoid this. I say that Ember's kind of in the area.
It's nighttime. He's positioned to break the smoke on the left side, not necessarily the right side, though.
Yeah, nice for this.
Saberlight over blinks there, missing the grab. Mid one. Oh, pulverizes out. Ice blast. Snowball does connect into the Walrus Punch. Do they have the damage to finish the job? It doesn't look like it.
Rocket's on the way.
That being said, Saberlight nearly dies to just the Pudge. He will live, but with Yamich coming, or with Yamich dying as well, the kills connect, and they'll look for the tier 1 tower.
Ember did manage to place a Remnant down before he died. I thought he would try to go to it to dodge the rocket, but maybe he thought he would die to the Ancient Apparition anyways. So maybe he's trying to save that so that he can just come back on the map as soon as he respawns. See if he can find anything, but VPs finish the tower so quickly and they are out of here. They should be able to balance this out by going top. There is a catapult wave up there. Boom and Celery gonna finish up this tower.
That's a really nice chains onto 2. The Tusk does have Snowball to try and make some space, but the Gyro surviving through this, and now mid one, he's out of Vessel charges, but he gets the kill now. We'll have another one to throw on to Fly, and with Crystallis coming in to help, they will get the 2 kills. That was going to be very close otherwise.
I feel like it was a little greedy sticking around that long in the area.
Oh yeah.
Fast moves from MOUZ to punish this. And the blink from the Tusk really paying off. I mean, I know it was canceled pretty quickly, but you have to use the abilities on it, right? You're focusing on the support Pudge rather than the other heroes. Gyro living quite a while there. Got pretty scary there for mid one.
The Hand of God coming through from the Chen might have been enough, might have been like the difference between him surviving or not.
Looks like Saberlight and Hellscream coming through the Twin Gate. Maybe looking for mid one. They do have an Atos to work with on Hellscream, and there's no dispels yet for the Ember Spirit. About 2/3 of the way to his BKB. Overall, a very even game for 18 minutes in, 12 to 12 kills.
Dude, this game has been a bloodbath.
Yeah, I want to say VP might be a little happier with that. It feels like their scaling is a little easier, but MOUZ still has a lot going for them, right? It's still a pretty farmed Pretty farm Juggernaut. Now you might pick up this Aegis for free. It has been scanned out, but not sure you can make it in time to stop this.
Yeah, it's like you have Ice Blast, but Healing Ward has kept everything completely topped off. You have Ravage, like, they don't care. So, Aegis, like you said, gonna go to the Juggernaut.
The thing is, I feel like you should know this is possible from the side of VP. And I think they're kind of calling, you know, we don't want to fight around Roche Pit into the Ravage, like, Omni Slash gets scary there, you know, you get hooked in, all that. It's a tough fight. We're confident we can hold this first Aegis, and then we're going to be in a better spot. So we're just going to focus on farming up, hitting our own timings. Let's see if that's true, because you do actually have to survive through it. Maybe you can start with a quick Ember kill. 4 heroes here. The Goyle misses!
Oh, man, that's rough. Those are mistakes you can't make in games like this. Where you're dead even, and you have the free kill, essentially, you can't make those mistakes. Mid lane, Saberlight forced to BKB and run away, essentially. So that is a very quick response from mid one, but that is super rough.
Yeah, you know, to paint it optimistically, amazing reaction times from mid one, showing he still got it after all this time. But he doesn't have a BKB, so I feel like you can just lead with the Waning Rift over the Fog of War, and you know, you can't react to something you can't see, so...
Yeah. The thing that's so bizarre, it's like, it's not like they didn't have vision of him. They had full vision of him. They just didn't do anything until it was too late. Cost them a very important kill. They're gonna grab Tormentor, and the shard will go to Celery. He's gonna be very happy to have that hook. Manages to find the ancient apparition. He might be able to walk away from this one thanks to the pipe. Ravage does come through, still managing to clip the AA, and boom, will finish the job. Mid one close enough. It's gonna be a 1-for-1, but that is a Ravage committed.
With this first Aegis, you do need to pick up a proper lead here, right? There's a pretty tempo draft. Otherwise, over time, the Chen will drop off. Tidehunter becomes easier to kill as the game goes on. You want to get something out of this. There's 3 tier 2s to pick from.
Choice paralysis, man. You're gonna get none of them now.
It looks like they're going for bottom first, which I would say is probably the easiest tier 2 to start with.
Yeah, it is.
At least if you have to, like, fight for it. They're all, like, if you win a fight somewhere and you just, you know, you win a fight mid, yeah, you just go mid because, you know, they're dead. That's fine. But this is the easiest to wrap around because there's so many paths. From the top, from the bottom, straightforward, whatever you want to do. And mid one, keeping in that mid lane push, so right after this, you can head over there. See if you can force him back on this high ground, I suppose, but I don't think you actually commit for this.
I mean, you can, like, pseudo commit, right? Oh, there's going to be an immediate jump in. The hook, it did actually connect on a Celery, pulls him out. Your Ancient Apparition's Ice Blast completely whiffs. The Omni will just destroy the Primal Beast. They were way too slow on the Ice Blast. And that will be a change into hook. Hellscream is super dead. They're going to really rely on Tomato's damage to try and find some more kills here. Yamich should go down. They get the Aegis as well out of the Juggernaut. He has no Omni. It's really just going to be mid one who has the damage left here to try and get something done. Fly still has that snowball available. Gonna use it for now. Ends up on the low ground. They take down the Ember Spirit. He does have a Remnant and a buyback available if he wants to rejoin. The missile, it connects on a Crystallis. The damage coming through here. Is it enough? It's going to be close. He needs some help from Abed. The Hand of God. It's not enough. And now the missile redirecting over to the creep, I guess. But, yeah. Ultra kill for Abed. I think it's your Gyro doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but Abed picking up a lot of kills off the Parasma here. That is a huge item.
The Gyro does nearly 9,000 damage in that fight. Puck doing half of that, but the important last hits with that damage, which is why he gets the tip over Tomato. That was a lot closer than I thought. I was worried about MOUZ pushing this because you don't have Ravage, which is a huge part of your team fight. This is the enemy high ground, you know, but they thought they were stronger with their early AoEs, and they were kind of proving it to start, where they won this initial fight. Some of it, I think VP, like you said, was a little slow on connecting their abilities, but throughout all of this, because you're focusing on killing an Ancient Apparition, killing a Primal Beast, right? That is where Tomato is racking up this damage, just flat cannoning down everybody through these fights, all the AoE puck abilities going through these fights, right? Slowly hitting all the different heroes. So it was looking really good for MOUZ, but sticking around a bit too long, and then it all ends up falling apart here.
He played this fight so well on the gyro. It's actually nuts. Like he gets the full set of flat cannon shots off, and then he's like back onto his high ground, kind of like dancing in and out of the fight, waiting for Flak to come back up, and then just goes back in, gets like full 3, 4, 5 hero flat cannons like on like constantly. It's actually kind of wild how good that was. Another hook to save the Chen here during the pulverize. Onslaught's in aggressively, manages to catch 2 with Fly coming in. They just quickly take down the Pudge. Saberlight forced to BKB and TP home.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Actually, it's a good time to... I want to mention, this is a different gyro build than we usually see. You usually see something like Crystallis Ags. That's a more standard build. He actually went for a Manta, Dragonlance, and then the Daedalus. So there are some downsides to this, but the upside is that this is like the most damage your flat cannon can do, which he made perfect use of in that fight we were talking about earlier. That's how he's adding so much damage into this, which the Aghanims would not do as much. You know, you gotta be pretty close for that. It doesn't contribute nearly as much damage as the Manta or the full Daedalus. So yeah, it's very... I guess he just doesn't want to get that close because of the gyro. Oh, sorry, because of the Juggernaut and the Tide, and because he knows Omni Slash is one of the ways he dies. Manta can help him tank some of that. Even if he is on his own, he'll have illusions of himself, and together, you know, they'll eat up a couple slashes to help him live, and then he can fight the gyro or the Juggernaut after that.
Yeah. It also just gives him the ability to remove Vessel and chains and stuff, right? Like, there's not a lot of debuffs on the enemy team if you think about it, so having a Manta to remove specifically those ones is kind of sick. Tricky buddy. All down. He actually does manage to squeak by the shards there. I actually thought he was blocked. So, not the best, not the target you really want to go on.
Yeah, if they knew he was by himself, you could do it, but of course, a lot of the heroes were out of sight, so you're not really sure what you're getting into. You gotta play it safe.
They hit some big level here, or like level 18 Primal Beast, level 19 on the gyro. He's closing it on level 20, but these level 3 ultimates are pretty big. Smoke up. MOUZ looking for an opening. Saberlight will get the blink away. But both supports, if they get caught here, this would be really rough. It's exactly what mid one is looking for, though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're at least splitting, so you shouldn't lose both. Hellscream does get found.
Force staff to the low ground. That's 2 remnants spent. Coil is going to be used. But it's just to run away, it looks like. They don't know where the rest of the team is.
Oh, what a hook.
Blind hook finds the tusk. Yamich. Well played.
This is why they pick him Pudge when no one else wants to play. Well, actually, probably everyone wants to play Pudge, but they don't believe in themselves to be able to win professional matches with it. But Yamich showing exactly why this hero is prioritized for MOUZ. What can you do with that? Tusk is actually pretty important to these team fights. His Drinking Buddies, 110 bonus damage. Throw that on top of the flat cannon, on top of the trample. You need that extra damage. You need the saves, the Solar Crest drums, or almost a Solar Crest, not quite done yet.
Lincoln, Pulverize, gets canceled, but there's going to be the Ice Blast. It doesn't really connect onto much, but this puck doing some good damage. He gets caught from the Ravage. Well played from Boom. The chains is there. They take him out. Abed hits the deck with a massive kill bounty going their way.
Off of that, Boom has a full sight. He's been hiding this. They don't know it's up. Now they do. I don't know if this is the way you want to reveal it.
That's a very dead Pudge, and with this, Chrysalis coming through. He's just looking for his Omni Slash. He's got his attention set on Fly, was hoping to hit the gyro, but it's not gonna be there. Satanic is out, call down, not there. In comes the Pulverize, the buyback from the Puck, hold on. Can he get into the fight and find this kill on the Chrysalis? Trample on in, Onslaught doing some work. Coil's gonna connect, BKB out from mid one to run away. He's just looking for the... He will make it. Boom, however,
is back.
Yeah, not gonna be so lucky. Hellscream gets a little bit of revenge there. He blinks right into an Atos.
MOUZ feeling strong there, picked up the Scythe and thought, okay, we can surprise them with this. Let's go get a kill. VP at the same time finishing Satanic on the gyro and the Ags on Saberlight. Well, I guess you see the Saberlight Ags here. But I feel like that caught them off guard. They thought they could commit to the gyro, and then he just heals through all the damage and continues the fight.
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised. I don't know what canceled the first Pulverize. Something. It might have just been a misclick or something. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, the buyback from Puck here, the Satanic, the combo of these completely couches MOUZ off guard. They were not ready.
And you get the Roche for that in the live game. VP finishing off right now onto the Gyro, who has skipped a lot of defensive items this game, or like the usual BKB, right? He's got a bit more damage tank route. So having this Aegis now makes him extra hard to kill, especially because you kind of need the Omni Slash damage, right? That's how we've seen it done. And if he can just respawn, then you don't have another Omni Slash. For quite a while. It's probably like 30 more minutes before we see a refresher onto him.
He's gonna go the Butterfly, which great choice against a hero like Juggernaut. I mean, Jug's a perfectly fine MKB builder, so it's not like he can't get Monkey King bar, but it's a great way to reduce the damage of things like Omni Slash if you do happen to get caught out by yourself in there. They are smoking to the top side. They know that he's going to have his team behind him, and they are running straight at the Ancient Apparition. Hellscream, not where he wants to be. They ping him. They know exactly where it is. The blink. In comes a Dismember, an Ice Blast. It gets tossed, but it doesn't really connect Manta. He manages to dodge it. He gets outside of the Omni and now flies, stuck in on the high ground there. Chains holding the gyro down. They have just been able to split this fight up so poorly. And now, with this damage, they finally get themselves their first kill. It's onto the Tidehunter. The missile will get kind of dodged out from the BKB there as the gyro will lose his Aegis. But can they come back in? Puck, not that far away, gets the silence onto the Pudge, trying to prevent the Dismember, and he's trying to run away, but he can't do it. In comes Saberlight. The rock throw was on the money. There's the Pulverize. They can't save him either. He gets a bash. He's trying his best to keep himself in this fight. He does a ton of damage to at least get the Primal Beast at the end of this, but it's going to be a double kill for Tomato instead. A buyback on Yamich. He goes for the hook. He gets them. The Vestal is out. No Satanic. The Gyrocopter's in trouble. They're going to try their best to keep him alive. The puck will not go in. Tip your Pudge, baby. What a play.
Yeah, we need to see this happen again. So Ember goes through, gets Vision the Ancient Apparition, so the others focus him down. Tomato likes RTS games, so a little bit of micro there, moves the Mantas away, which is a pretty sick play. Get the Juggernaut away from him. But this is where the fight's a little awkward for VP, losing your supports so quickly. And we talked about the damage amp coming from supports, from the Drinking Buddies and the Ice Vortex. Those are supposed to be spammed throughout the fight, along with the auras and stuff they bought. And now you just don't have them. So that's where MOUZ was doing pretty well. Then I think they kind of stuck around a little too long after the Aegis. We mentioned, you know, you only get one Omni Slash. Amazing rock throw from Saberlight as well. In the end, I guess
so many misses here. It's high ground
really needed
plus
to step
Butterfly.
up to the high ground.
Yeah, it was high ground plus Butterfly. He actually missed like 80% of his attacks there.
And then he Satanicked a little early. I mean, I guess it would have been fine if he didn't get hooked. But that's the Pudge factor, right? If I don't get hooked, it's fine. If I get hooked, it is not fine. We have problems. And Yamich has been hitting the hook when it matters.
Scanning.
With all that said, I think that's a really good fight from MOUZ into the Aegis. It's still a pretty even game, and that means I still favor VP in that kind of situation. Like, I feel like this Gyro is going to have an easier time delivering his damage. Juggernaut has to worry about Snowball, has to, you know, go through Aegises. There's a Puck who can dodge things. I feel like it's harder for him.
Scaling factor on VP for sure. Like, Chen is really, really scary if he can get to level 25, for sure. But I think Ice Blast is just one of those things that is very difficult to deal with. And Primal Beast is an incredibly well scaling offlaner. Like, he actually just deletes the Tidehunter now that he has the Aghanim Scepter.
I wonder if he can go far enough. Let's see how long this game goes. The Chen Ags, I think, could be kind of good here. Like, the BKB for the team in the Aura is actually pretty good this game versus all these heroes. Issue is they have quite a few abilities to interrupt that, even through a BKB if Celery were to get one. So maybe it's not worth it. But it's kind of cool if they do. That's like 30 minutes away, but who knows? Maybe it's gonna go long.
I'd be down for our first 60-minute game. Like, right now, like 25 to 24. This game has been like dead even score-wise the whole game. I want to say at like 11 minutes it was like 14 to 14. At like 7 minutes it was like 11 to 11. Like, we've had both teams coming out even in these fights. You know, it's just very back and forth. In terms of net worth, you have like a slight advantage for VP, but a lot of it being offset by Chen, which is kind of just the nature of Chen.
The thing that we're saying, though, is that the VP supports, even though they are the ones who are poorer, they honestly don't need a lot of items to function, right? Like, especially Ancient Apparition, I press W, you know, I put him on the ground, I throw out Ice Blast. You really don't need a lot of items to do that. And it provides a lot of value. So the fact that his cores are all a bit more farmed than their counterparts, I think, like, you're perfectly happy with this distribution.
Refresher Primal Beast. This is such a spooky item. It allows the AoE to get absolutely enormous on Trample once he has used like 2 pulverizes in a fight. Oh, they find him.
Oh, they find the Ember.
Jump in, BKB, pulverize, right on the money. The refresh is there. They're really trying to find the kill, but they can't do it. Rock Throw does come through. He pops the refresher. Saberlight thinking of going in. He does. Second pulverize. It gets just interrupted again somehow. And now the Omni Slash just chews through them both. What happened?
Pudge?
Blink, Ravage comes out. They've caught the Gyro. Satanic does come through, try to find the kill onto Boom. It's up to Abed to get something on the back line. Nullifier out onto the Ember. Rooted up, though, as the missile will connect onto Boom. They just don't have the damage. Yeah, what canceled the Omni? Was it Pudge, you think?
Pudge ult, I'm pretty sure I saw Pudge ult cancel it. Somehow in between the pulverizes, he did the quickest little bite, you know, the bite back to cancel the stun.
Just a little nibble?
Just a little, just a taste. And it was enough. Primal Beast was disgusted and stopped pulverizing. Should be like right here. Yeah, just a quick little taste.
Barely got it. Wow. Okay.
And this is where, I guess, was it a bash that got? Why? Because I think he had Snowball there, but he couldn't get it off before he got killed. He might have been bashed as he walked in, because Juggernaut does have the Basher, which would be immaculate RNG for him there.
We don't have a BKB on Pudge, do we?
No, but he is working on one.
That's like one of those scenarios where it's like, I think if you just like go in and Waning Rift coil the 2 as well, you just kill them both. That's a little bit unfortunate. Fly in some trouble here, getting ran down from Chrysalis. Call down does come through. Snowball puts him in a weird spot. Can't blink quite out. There's going to be the coil, and Puck very low, in some problems. It's going to be another pulverize coming through. It's onto the Jug. They get the kill thanks to the Ice Blast from Hellscream. Rooted in place will be the Pudge. It's a 2 for 2, but Gyro is still alive, and Saberlight is still hunting for more. Chains quickly dispelled from the uproar. Jumps on in. Does manage to get the stun here onto Celery. Do they have the damage? The Rock Throw connects. The trample is there. There's going to be the breaking. Hits the Tide. Oh, he's gone. That damage from the Gyro. Okay, that's a big buyback. Hold on, silenced, pulverized. He needs help.
Bigger dieback.
He goes for the Omni. It's onto the creep wave to try to ford it, but he gets the kill. Chrysalis on the run now. Needs to get out of here, but he is dead. That is a dieback, a gem on the deck as well. And now
the gem, guys.
a Puck that just got grabbed by the courier, I think.
Yeah, the MOUZ sent 2 couriers to get it. I mean, the bigger prize is winning that fight and getting the dieback on the Jug. That's huge, right? That's what's going to free up Tomato to get these barracks. Abed does a quick curveball TP home to heal up and contribute here. The tier 2s are still up in the other lanes. I don't think you can get those, but Roshan has actually respawned. So I think you can get a free tier 2, and then maybe there's a decision to be made. You just go get Roche.
The BKB. This is level 25 Puck. He is stuck here for the moment.
Another stun?
Nullifier is out. Does get the remnants away. Okay, but that is no BKB now.
They're gonna go for another set. I think you do have time, like, to get this and then go do Roche. Oh, especially because it just turned 40 minutes, so you would have had to wait for Roche to walk. So this is a great call.
They do have... Okay, Boom is getting absolutely crushed. This Gyrocopter is terrifying. Nullifier out, Atos out. Do they have any ways of holding him down? No. Instead, they will just finish off the second lane of Rax here. The Gyrocopter pops a Satanic to try and just disengage. They use that dieback on the Juggernaut exceptionally well. Question is, can they get Aegis in time?
I think you can try to come and poke, but it's pretty scary. You don't have the outpost, so even as Juggernaut respawns, he doesn't have a great way to get here. And Gyro's damage output's pretty good. A little less without the Tusk, but yeah, it's still fast enough.
That is a
you can snipe it with the Ember. If you just commit, ooh, he steals the Roche kill, but...
He steals the Roche kill and the banner, but he is dead.
Not sure it was worth it in the end. He has buyback, though.
He is right in the fray here. Gonna go very aggressive. Gets the kill. Now the coil and snaps on the Jug! Oh, no! That might just be the game. Your Juggernaut's dead for 90 seconds, and you have an Aegis.
He's got a Divine Rapier on the Gyro.
Back in.
Disassembles his Daedalus for a Divine Rapier. This should be the end of the game.
Another coil.
To get one more kill here.
I mean, this is really scary. Hellscream jumps in, Gleipnir into the Pulverize. It does get interrupted. Nice Hex out from Boom. Ice Blast, it connects onto 2, though. He's going to be forced to BKB. He's doing his best to survive the Pure Cloak. It's actually going to be enough to take down the Primal, but he will buy back into this game. Abed not quite satisfied, continuing to chase for more here, looking to punish these heroes near the fountain, and they will take down the Gen. Mid one. And Boom, the last 2 survivors for his team, as VP will turn their attention to the tier 4 towers, Drinking Buddies. Giving a lot more damage to this Gyrocopter as the final fortification will come through.
You need to hook people into fountain to have a shot here.
Pulverize, hook, dodged. It's blocked by Abed. Beautifully done. And with that one, this throne is dead, baby. That will be game 1 going the way of Virtus.pro.
We kind of thought as this game would go late, it would.
The mid lane, I don't think Beastmaster will like shut down an Ember. I do think like the Ember Spirit is like gonna survive mid. Beastmaster might do well, but I don't think it necessarily struggles all that much. So we'll see what ends up happening. So jump into game number 2 here of MOUZ versus VP. It's been a fun series, so a lot of high octane energy. We'll see if that'll carry through here into the second game.
See if they can find a first blood smoking in on the side of VP, though it just ends. This is the nice thing about having summons and Terrorblade illusions and such. You can help scout out these level 1 things.
30 seconds to battle.
So many iron branches.
I like the build Saberlight's got. This is one of the ways you can possibly deal with Juggernaut, which is that he wants to try to spin and kill you, and if you just have a ton of health and right-click damage, you can just stand there and fight. And I think that's the goal. The supports are gonna have to do some heavy lifting to determine that matchup. Like, if they're too low, like Mars is too low, then obviously you can't go for it. And same in the other way. Juggernaut can't play aggressive if he keeps having to heal himself with the healing ward.
So Saberlight's actually gone for Victory Feast in this game, so he's actually not going to have the Bloodsport interaction with Omni Slash, which is interesting. I thought that would be something he'd want to play for. That being said, Victory Feast is a really strong facet, and if someone does happen to die in the arena, you're not really going to kill anybody, right? Like that's the whole point of this facet. It gives you so much regen.
Maybe he doesn't like the interaction. He's like, it's unfair that it works that way. I'm an honorable man. I will play with Victory Feast. Celery in that bottom lane. Usually Enchantress just runs at supports, but he is going to have to respect the Leshrac, Hellscream, Diabolic Edict.
I am curious to see how some of these side lanes are going to go. Like I said, I think with mid lane, Abed should do perfectly fine. Like mid one, once he has like axes starting to stack up damage, like he can probably like harass down this Ember. But Ember always has decent wave clear. I think he'll be all right. Hellscream on his Leshrac, something he's done a ton of games on, is what I'm really interested on as well. Like, I want to see how much impact he's going to be able to actually have with this. You never know, like, a single Edict is a lot of damage.
It's 400 damage level 1. One of the highest level 1 spells in the game. If you land all the Diabolic Edicts, of course. Which is why you see them sticking to the lane on the side of MOUZ. You can't afford to get too close to the Leshrac, and you can't isolate yourselves in the jungle. It makes the Lotus fights also very difficult as long as Hellscream is in the area. Not to mention, you can also get speared out, so Lotus should go to VP.
Hellscream's just blocking the camps, and he's kind of like dead. He's like, yes, come out here, come get a creep. We'll see how that goes for you, you know? Like, I'm sure nothing bad will happen. I won't edict you while you run for the creep.
Trying to edict right now, but it's a little close to the tower. But they did a little like spear and Diabolic Edict. Did a good chunk of damage. And that's just what you gotta be careful of, right? That was just a harassing combo. You know, now you're kind of low. If you get speared back, Diabolic Edict, like now you die.
Yeah. I do agree with you with Saberlight's build. It's like just getting the raw HP to try and survive like a Blade Fury play. Like you're not going to be able to run away from an enchant Blade Fury or like just a shot. So playing that to have the just the extra health and potential damage back the other way is the best way to go about it. Wow, Abed doing quite well in mid.
He was doing really well at the early levels. Beastmaster has started to catch up, and this is where the pressure from the boars and the axe spam gets a bit annoying for Ember. But as long as you keep going smoothly, you get to level 6, it's much easier for Ember to make these early plays, right? You just need the Remnant, and all your abilities will make the plays for you. Beastmaster, even if you wanted to make plays, like instantly, he would have to get a Blink Dagger. You can't have that by the time you're level 6. More likely, he's just going to get boots into the Ags, which means he just has to run at people to make the plays, which you got some help from the, you know, Enchantress Slow, Clockwork, things like that to cover for you. But I think come 6 minutes, right, we're going to be seeing Abed, the one, move around the map. See if he can make those plays.
I will say there's also, like, playing for Wisdom Shrines, I do think it's a lot easier for VP. Not only is your heroes, like, kind of built to do that, but from the mid lane as well. Like, an Ember Spirit, quite difficult. Well, all right, that's a lot of damage. Does manage to take the Hawk down with him, and a good rotation to kind of force the water rune top as well. So Ember will take the long walk back to the base.
Yam is trying to get close enough to pull back the tusk, get the bounty rune. The important thing, though, is that Abed would never have beaten the clockwork there. So that forces the rotation home. Otherwise, he could at least go for the bounty instead.
He's gone 3 points steering chains, knowing that, like, yeah, Flame Guard is nice, but it will just get removed by the axe spam, so it's really difficult to kind of justify going for early, more points in the Flame Guard. Okay, that's a lot of damage out from the Slardar there, but did have a Lotus. He still actually has 6 wand charges as well, so Tomato actually pretty healthy here.
Slardar, similar idea to the MOUZ. If you're just really tanky, even though Terrorblade has a lot of armor, it's still tough. With that said, tag team doing some work here onto the Terrorblade.
That's some good cogs as well.
Or sorry, the Slardar.
Yeah, I knew what you were saying.
Yeah. Same thought.
Double Bracer, though, still very tanky. Does need a little bit more regen.
Dire structures are fortified.
But Fly really helping out the Terrorblade with that move. Like, basically sacrificing a lot of his own HP to give this Terrorblade kind of a freer lane. And a lot of creeps pushing in here.
This is the 6-minute rotation we're so accustomed to seeing. This is where Enchantress tends to shine. She's got a Centaur creep with her. Abed trying to kill something to get the XP to get level 6.
We'll see where the power rune ends up being, because you have Tusk and a Leshrac, right? And Leshrac is really scary at these rune fights. And they're going to look. There's the chain gang out. Diabolic Edict comes in. Celery instantly dies. And now Yamich in some trouble, as well as mid one. Snowball does come through. Abed kind of low on mana, but will have another chains. Does connect onto them all and holds everything in place. That is 2 kills in the mid lane for your Tusk. This is where those max, or the almost max chains, right? 3 points in change makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go chain gang, you do want to max out early. You'd think the mid hero would have done the most fights there with multiple spell casts from Abed, but it is the Diabolic Edict that reigns supreme, which is exactly what we were talking about. Why that hero is so scary if you isolate certain targets. Ooh. Speaking of isolating targets, due to all those rotations, find a kill onto the Slardar. And now your Wisdom Shrine's in danger.
I was saying Hellscream, pretty scary when it goes to Wisdom Shrines, but with the Beastmaster coming in, pops the Roar, Fly, can't help him, goes for the Snowball. Unfortunately, still next to the cogs, though. Nice positioning there from Yamich, and now Fly likely to go down as well unless he can get a good shard block. Does manage to get said shard block, jump in, chains, in comes Tomato with the meta as well in mid one. One more auto attack will give it up. And I don't think Abed's done. He's going to continue to chase. It's a nice defensive remnant out, and he's gone. What is happening? There's there's just so many kills everywhere. They dive Saberlight at the bottom.
And Boom picks up a Tusk kill at the end of that Wisdom Shrine fight. Yeah, here's the mid. You see Hellscream in a great position, so Diabolic Edict mostly hitting heroes, except at the end there where some creeps get involved. But a nice shard block preventing mid one from getting out. Again, Abed a little slower to the Wisdom Shrine. Mid one able to TP here since he was dead. And unfortunately no Diabolic Edict going during all this. Otherwise maybe they can do a little bit better here. But it still ends up pretty well.
If that Edict was out, it would have been a lot easier. But they still clean up. They still get the 2 kills. Abed mid lane, in kind of deep. I think they roared him. So yeah, we'll just TP back to base, reset. He has an urn now. 4 points in the chains is very scary. He's level 8, but there's also Crystallis here on the Juggernaut looking to get aggressive. And he doesn't have another Remnant to play around, so he has to wait for now.
A little awkward for BP. This time, MOUZ bringing a much faster tempo with the Enchantress. Already got the bottom tower earlier in the midst of all those plays in the Wisdom Shrine. And now getting the mid tower, so 2 down by 9 minutes. Gonna give them a bit of room to play with.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, they're looking for Celery, tag team. Hellscream is going to be able to close the gap here. Edict, yeah, pretty good against these types of heroes. That is nuts. Another kill for the Leshrac.
So hard to kill because of the heal.
So
Interested in balancing this out, trying to get their own tower. This top lane has been going well. Terrorblade at the top of the net worth. He has meta again if they want to commit it here. Yeah, they want to start getting some buildings themselves.
Yeah, it also just gives them access to the triangle as well. Like you still have the mid-tier 1 tower, but they can much more easily kind of invade that area and prevent like the Ancients from being cleared if they have a lot of Ancient stacks. Tomato, like you said, having a great game so far. Not surprising as it is laning against the Slardar. But they have managed to keep the tower alive. It doesn't actually die during this.
Health there, though. I think you can send a stray illusion or 2 there and finish the job. So you may end up just denying it yourself. They were hoping to maybe use the amplified damage rune they picked up on the Beastmaster. But this goes back to the initiation struggles they have that we were talking about. Because mid Beastmaster goes straight for the Ags, and because Slardar is not having the greatest game and had to get these smaller items to survive the lane, there's no jump yet. Clockwork trying to get his level 6 in the mid lane, still has a little bit more to go.
You get the Troll Summoner at least to try and slow down this push, but the dive, it's coming. Boom, looking for his target. Snowball is out. Mid 1 is here. They know they're gonna sacrifice Fly. I mean, good rotations from MOUZ. They're pushing the aggression. This is all 3 tier 1 towers dead.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
That being said, they don't have a very large gold lead for having all of the
Radiant's bottom
objectives.
tower is under attack.
Well, they keep bringing so many heroes, right? So
Yeah.
every time you're having to rotate heroes, you're not picking up as much CS. Especially compared to Tomato, who never really had to leave his lane. The biggest rotation he made was to go to that Wisdom Shrine, which isn't that far, right? Compared to Crystallis, we've actually seen him join multiple lanes at this point already, and it's paid off in the towers, but you get less creeps for it, so you actually see the carries are at the same net worth. And with that, another kill going to... I'm kind of amazed Abed is picking up the kills against Diabolic Edict, but it is what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a Vessel as well. The Chain Gang manages to stick around long enough. Arena and the Spear to catch the Slardar. A double kill there now for the Ember as the Power Rune spawns bottom.
Radiant's middle tower
The
is under
regen
attack.
bottled up there. That is such a good rune for the Ember Spear. Arguably one of the best. And that will be mid
is a really-
tower.
That's a really nice thing about the Ember pick, right? We were saying he doesn't need a lot to initiate to make these plays. Already 4-0 and 2, even though he doesn't, he's just got a Spirit Vessel. He doesn't need to itemize towards playmaking. And that's what helps set up the Mars to get the Arena kill, even without his own blink. I see some pings on that bottom lane. You got 1 tower, but you got 2 more to go to match what MOUZ has done.
Yeah, it's not easy to push into the Juggernaut tap, right? Like, Mars is pretty tanky thanks to, like, Bulwark if you had points in it, but for right now, Saberlight, he's just kind of quietly farming on this offlane Mars, getting towards his next set of items.
He does have his blink now, but no Arena for 20
Big
seconds.
find. Yeah.
Might still be able to surprise Crystallis here.
Yeah, he saw Saberlight walk through the creep wave. He knew what was happening. Instant Blade Fury TP. All right, that should be the tower then. They're not gonna bring any other heroes down here to defend
Radiant's
this.
bottom tower is under attack.
Fly really wants the Wisdom Shrine here. Instant TPs. Yeah, I don't blame him. There's no way he's getting this one. Does force the heroes over, though. TPs from Yamich and the Slardar here to secure it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A great call. They were looking for him. Didn't know he TP'd out right away. So kind of waste some time. Multiple heroes rotating over. Smokes them to get them out. Boom has his own blink looking for a play, but
they got the Beastmaster.
Much.
Yeah, this is a really nice find. That's the blink from Saberlight getting put to good use. Finds a big kill on the mid one. And with this smoke from MOUZ, if they don't actually connect onto anything,
is under attack.
which I mean, how do you initiate onto the Emperor, right? Like it's blink crush, but then he just leaves.
You at least have the blink to work with now. Like,
yeah.
But you have to combo it. You have to like hook shot, blink to buy enough time for the roar to come in, and then you can maybe kill him unless he's already low. But so far, because they're making these plays successfully, he's had good rune control, has the remnants to always go home if he needs to. It's a very tough kill.
Ember is starting to become kind of scary, man. That Vessel, he's been getting a lot done with it so far. Hellscream going the Blink Dagger on the left. That's a pretty common pickup. Yamich, Blink, Spear does connect into the Edict Split Earth. We were talking about it earlier in the draft. This combo being so good. And just double TP
Literally
out.
100 to 0. Clockwork has 1,400 health and just did not get to play. One stun and he died to those two heroes.
Well, Boom actually might be experiencing a similar fate. Oh, off the mark with the shards there. And we'll commit for the tier 1 tower top side as they are bringing in the heroes. Arena back off cooldown. Tomato doesn't have to commit meta or anything, but they're going to look into the triangle and see what they can find. Maybe wrapping around onto the mid lane as the Ember Spirit might be setting up here. Chains does connect. Spear does come out. They don't really drop the arena yet, but they will now, and Hellscream is right on top of them. 2 kills going their way, and you can go Roche. It is ready for the taking as your Terrorblade is more than farmed.
This is something you want. I gotta see a replay. Who do you think is doing more damage, the Ember or the Lesh?
It's Lesh. It's 100% Lesh, right? Like full
Chain Gang and Spirit Vessel.
I mean,
it's gonna be close, I think, at the end of the game. But that kill lets you go for Roche, like you said, and that's really what you wanted on MOUZ, right? You have the Slardar, you have Enchanters, you have Beastmaster, who is just finishing his Ags, trying to TP over.
Big stun, but nah, not enough. Crystallis does get the Omni to finish off the kill there onto the Tusk, but Boom in trouble, picked off the Sunder, brings Crystallis quite low. We'll take down the Healing Ward, and mid one is just stuck. Has to drop the Roar, the Chains onto 2, the Spear back right into the danger zone. He's getting a lot of damage out, actually, with these drums, but you're gonna have to kill this Terrorblade twice, and Saberlight is still nearby. Abed looking to go back in, actually doesn't connect onto the Chains. With this, MOUZ will get the disengage. Honestly, into an Aegis fight, not bad, because you did actually get the Roshan kill for MOUZ. It was the Polywog, the Ravage, the Tendrils of the Deep, I think, that actually got the kill onto Roshan there from
Rare
Celery.
Tendrils of the Deep Roche kill. I don't know how that keeps happening. How does MOUZ keep killing the Roche? Unfortunately, not getting the Aegis they would like, and I don't think VP really minds. I feel once again their team scales a little better. It's closer this game. But I think the important thing is you deny the Aegis from MOUZ more than like, oh, we have the Aegis to push with for 5 minutes. So they would have loved to get out of here a little bit more cleanly. I think you're still happy with that.
Saberlight maybe less happy. Oh, almost dies to the creeps. That would have been a good one. So slight gold advantage.
Deep kill.
Yeah, slight gold advantage for VP, but it's honestly still very, very close. This 3,000 can really go either way. Tusk with another TP out. Oh my god, that was close.
can't believe he got out. That's a second time he has wasted these 3 heroes' movements.
That's
They
true.
keep
It's the
looking for
same
him.
trio. Good stuff from Fly.
There's not even much to do down there. It's not time for Tormentor. There's no tower to take, so it feels a little awkward.
Nice D-ward.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So without an Aegis on the deck, the next big objective is really going to be Torment.
Radiant are scanning.
Right now, the top side of the map, good amount of vision from both teams. You have a deep ward in the jungle here that's kind of scouting some movements from VP. We also have 2 river wards from VP that can scout the movements of MOUZ. So we'll see if they can capitalize off of any of these. Because first Tormentor Shard, there's some really good ones at play.
Radiant are scanning.
If Leshrac were to get his shard, it's going to be so annoying. You get arena'd, and then this repeat stun keeps coming out, chain gang into the repeat stuns. You can also just zone control, right? Like, just drop it on the Terrorblade and let him hit towers later. Now you have to jump into the stun.
They know exactly where they are. The smoke, is it going to pop, though? They're trying to find it. I'm surprised Abed's not just running in, trying to scout something. Hellscream does pop it, gets the blink out. Chains will connect. Saberlight looking for the opening. The Arena, the Spear, it's just onto the Slaughter. Yamcha, really good cogs, holds down 3, but the Terrorblade doing so much work. The Omni Slash, he doesn't get the snowball in time. They get the kill onto Leshrac. That's a big one. Lotus Orb reflects the roar. The Spear puts him down, and the Terrorblade is just ripping this team apart. Double kill for Tomato as they will continue to chase for more. Yamcha does get the blink out. Saberlight will scout him, but does not have the ability to chase for more. I know they're kind of unsure what they want to go for. Maybe the tier 2. But Abed is still very strong. Nearby.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They have the catapult, plus meta is still going. You can see his is getting shredded.
Oh, that's
they have
a
to
blink
fortify.
Spear. Oh, doesn't connect.
They weren't
to the
ready
tree
for
there.
that.
Chains does connect, though. Vestal is available. Yamcha should be dead. Not much he can really do about that. Oh, I say that. Abed, does he have a remnant out? He does not.
Here comes the Beastmaster.
Chains. He has chains for these heroes, but he's just running. Fly might be the one that's in trouble here. Snowball. This is a really rough death, actually, because you don't have another remnant for the Ember Spirit to get back, and you need to contest this Tormentor. So not only do you not get the tower, but you concede Tormentor to the side of MOUZ as well. Oh, they found Mars! Saberlight's dead.
The Spear, unfortunately, missing as well. Otherwise, I think he does TP out. All right, they're going to regret going for that Clockwork. I think if you ignore Clockwork, you can just finish the tower. Or you don't make any of that, you do the Tormentor. Yeah. This initial fight, though, very good for VP. The Power Cog's pretty good to prevent Terrorblade from chasing for more here, but he still had enough range to get to the Slardar, and then they did not expect this Lotus. Really good response from Saberlight. Reflecting the roar helps to get a very easy Beastmaster kill.
Yeah. This one, it really did feel like an unnecessary dive here. Like, you get the kill, which is great, but you're playing on 0 remnants. Like, and at this point, I really thought Abed was just going to slight change the 2 of them, and actually might be what leads to Fly dying here. But not only do you not get the tower, like you said, you lose 2 more heroes and Tormentor. They lost like 3,000 gold from this dive.
Tormentor ended up going to Clockwork as well, and the jetpack is actually super useful this game to get over ice shards, to see through the arena, just general scouting, kiting. It's very nice to have. You were mentioning, like, there's a lot of good shards this game.
Yeah, if you could have gotten Hellscream's shard, even Tusk's is good. Like, it's just another like way of locking heroes in place. A little bit easier, but VP might be kicking themselves a little bit for this. They're still in a good position. As Terrorblade's closing in on his butterfly. I swear Tomato buys more butterflies than any other carry.
He tends to play these greedier heroes for the team, and they often have a really nice timing around, like, you get butterfly and we destroy buildings, right? He plays a lot of Morphling, a lot of Terrorblade.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, you can go high ground once you get the butterfly legitimately.
They're just trying to force MOUZ back.
Yeah, it's like he might just chip the towers now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So
all right, butterfly's on the way.
Tier 2 in the meantime.
Still has that.
VB's not sure, because if you look at their vision, they don't actually see a lot of the enemy heroes, so they're not going back to defend. But with that said, I mean, these illusions are getting through the tier 3.
Dead, man. And he still has the butterfly now. So this is going to be a big deal. They have to come back for this. The tier 3 is gone. You're going to have no fortification. And now that they see mid one, they kind of know. The wraparound, though, on the other side of the fight, we'll see who they actually run into. The smoke. Oh, the Terrorblade Courier doesn't scout them. That means they're going to turn the other way. The arena does come through, but mid one will BKB. In comes the stun. Chrysalis just walks right into him. A huge hook shot onto 3, but the Terrorblade, the Edict, it's doing so much work. Here comes the Omni Slash Snowball to try and buy them some time, but it's not enough. He needs to find a Sunder target, but first he wants to kill the Jug. The Chains is there. He Sunders Celery. He gets the kill. A Blink stun comes out, but the Spear onto 2 instead. VP are taking him down one by one. 4 dead, but a buyback from the Clockwork, and with meta online, they look for the high ground. What a play from Saberlight.
Definitely get these barracks, and then Roche is not quite up yet, but I think you could get it before MOUZ is in position to contest if you're there as soon as it spawns. They're gonna try to TP back, and I think go straight mid. Oh, never mind. I thought they would try to get like another tier 2 out of this. But another nice play here. Juggernaut did finish his butterflies, so he was evading a lot of attacks here. I thought that might be able to make the difference, but just so many things here to absorb the Omni Slash. He ends up clearing out a lot of illusions, but you see how low Abed and Terrorblade get. If there were no illusions, he probably kills at least one of them. Instead, ends up getting controlled up, and the Sunder does keep the Terrorblade alive there. And then you've got a very farm Terrorblade just attacking nonstop throughout this entire fight.
Yeah. That Blink double spear catching Beast
is under attack.
Be mean. And with this, they do have a slight gold advantage. Once again, Shiva's completed on Abed now is very nice. And Roshan respawning. It did get taken by MOUZ, so technically it's... I was saying it wouldn't roar, but the Clockwork hit it, so it is gonna roar. You've hit it with the flare, so
that's funny.
See what happens. It's dropping real fast. That tag team, 1,000 procs, thanks to all these Terrorblade illusions. Aegis into the hands of TB. Not sure who grabbed the banner, but someone's gonna get it this time.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I gotta say, this style, I wasn't sure how this team would look since you were bringing together like new and old Shopify. The style they've been playing feels very reminiscent of an iteration of Shopify, which was strong early game lanes into Tomato having some crazy timing, like you mentioned, often around this butterfly, and you're looking to win a big fight, and then you just win the game off of that. They ran that type of style a lot in that second version, and it feels like, so far at least, with the 2 games you and I have gone to catch, seems like they're repeating that, even though they've got a a mix and match of old Shopify, new Shopify in this VP roster.
There's the banner.
Looking to maybe
I was like, they
close
need
this
to
one
banner
out.
this wave. With this, they have 1 fortification left. There it is. And Tomato,
Is under attack.
with the Demon Zeal still running, should have no problem cleaning up these lanes of racks. For now, MOUZ, they're just doing their best to cut waves. They do manage to cut 1 on the Slardar, but there is still this creep wave here. And Melee Barracks dies. Gonna turn his attention to the range, and then they have the tier 2 in mid lane. There is 1 creep wave somewhat close. He really wants this. He will commit for it. They finished up the banner. He actually denies it. No gold bounty for you.
I mean, credit to MOUZ. They've lost 2 barracks, but it's only a 5k gold lead. So
yeah,
they technically have enough power to win a fight. They really want this. They would love to wait out Aegis and then be able to finish MKB on Juggernaut to be able to kill Terrorblade a little easier. But you are not going to be given the time, right? VP is still pushing this mid tower. They'll probably wait for meta to go for the tier 3. Well, maybe just poke with illusions. You see what happens.
Blink Arena. Spear manages to catch both of the supports inside of here, and the Victory Feast is going to heal them all back up. Snowball buying this some time. The meta comes out. No Thunder from... We'll have that second life here, but again, without the meta now, you're lacking a lot of damage. Nice Blade Fury timing there from Chrysalis to dodge that spear back, and with this, VP probably gonna back off.
Thing is, you have to use a lot of abilities for that. I think I don't know, I kind of think you can just keep playing aggressively as VP. Maybe they don't siege the base, but they're gonna hang around on your half of the map, and if you feed them 1 kill, then even without meta, Terrorblade can just walk up and finish the job with Demon Zeal.
A soldier's fortune never refused.
I guess not too bad of a hold, though, by removing the Aegis.
You two, follow me.
Are they close to an item? I thought VP might push a little harder there since there was no Omni Slash. BKBs were down. With that said, I mean, they're in a great spot, right? The gold lead's not massive, but they have 2 barracks. They should be comfortable with their scaling, so you don't really have to push that hard.
Trying to think like what
Radiant's courier has been
like if there's something that they need to wait for. It really is kind of just the meta timing, I think. They've kind of got what they need. That's the Eye of Scotty. That's a pretty big pickup. Ember Spirit, I think they saw Celery. Yes, they did. Steering Chains is out. They're gonna hold some of their stuns surely so that he can't TP out. No, okay, with Terrorblade here, they got him. No more healing for you. That MKB is close, man. It is close. But VP closer to the high ground, I think. As he will start getting... Ooh, that is going to be a dead Beastmaster Courier. Not sure what he wanted from that, but it is not going to deliver him anything anytime soon. Ooh, Refresher. That is going to be hard to get to the shop now to buy. He might be able to go to the enemy secret shop, since he is pretty far on the bottom side of the map.
I don't think he's got the money anyways.
Nice blink response there from Yamich, able to dodge out that spear back. Tomato
the MKB
will let the meta go. Oh,
it's gotta be enough. You gotta go now.
I mean, Blink Roar, they come out, the arena, the spirit's there. You gotta get this Terrorblade kill, but they can't. He needs a Thunder target. He will choose Saberlight of all targets just to make sure he doesn't die. But the Omni, it's on top of him. He gets the kill. They finally bring down Tomato. They get Hellscream as well. Abed, the only surviving hero here on the front line. The Blink, the Crush, they get the Spear back to try and make some space. The Steering Chains are there. He gets the Remnant to safety, and he will TP on out. But a really solid hold there from the side of MOUZ.
If that's the turning point, this will be really impressive from MOUZ because, okay, we see the MKB make the difference here in a moment. Like, they do get him out. They can't Omni Slash right away because of the Lotus Orb. They end up sundering Saberlight since he couldn't get any of the other targets. And you see him tank the entire Omni Slash, which, if he misses more hits because he doesn't have the MKB, then Terrorblade lives and probably just kills the Juggernaut. Saberlight would have another stun, right? They win this fight, they win the game. But MOUZ has been avoiding VP. While they felt weaker, they've been avoiding, just trying to split and farm, and that allows the MKB to finish just before that fight. Like literally as it's done, they go and jump, roar, and take that winning fight. If you hesitate any more, you know, you go back to defend too soon, you would not have that MKB. Maybe it's not enough though, because VP is killing you right in front of your base.
This is a really unfortunate fight here for the side of MOUZ. They will buy back. Looking for Abed here, though. He does have one Remnant, plus this Agnum Scepter will get him to safety. Thunder, actually, to keep him alive. As Fly now needs to get to safety. The Lotus will not protect him. So it's a 2 for 2, but you get the buyback out of Boom, who actually just goes in very aggressively. He's going to be forced to BKB. The arena is available. He's backpedaling for now, so he is perfectly healthy here on Saberlight. And here it comes. The arena will trap him into place. You don't even need to hit the spear. You got the kill. This will be a long time without your Slardar now. They use that meta, and they are going to start barreling down this top lane. They want these mega creeps.
Fly has bought back. He's running in to get the creep wave. Leshrac will be able to TP into the outpost. So you're going to have to hold 4 here, and your melee barracks has 1,200 health.
They almost just got the Beastmaster there. They can do it. It will not be easy. Trying to bait out the Lotusaur, but it's a lot of damage. Mid one just dies.
He doesn't fly back. You're going to have to use it.
Terrorblade. He will indeed. They're going to pop that last fortification. Steering chains will catch the 2. The stomp as well. The spear. Your Juggernaut's actually in trouble. He's going to die. They chip him down in time. Buyback does not matter when the rest of your team is dead. The spear back connects, and that is it. VP will take a 2-0